Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Alan Wake 2, where everything has really gone all the way to hell, and today we try to fix it. Did Alan just make a weird horse noise? Did anyone else hear that?
For the first time in what felt like a lifetime. I was back exactly where I left. A dark forest outside Bright Falls. A gun in one hand, a flashlight in the other. Haunted by my own writing. Alice taken from me. I knew what I had to do. Stop the horror story from coming true. Stop the dark presence.
It is kind of cool that this is like, they have you in this moment retracing exactly the steps from, wow. I fully missed that guy with the flashlight. Just like, really terrible work on my part. Here we go. As I was saying, it's cool that these are like exactly the first steps you take in the game. And through the big scary tree. Okay, but this time with a knowledge of the area and some resources, and it doesn't look like there's anything in there. We can probably actually get, never mind, there's like all kinds of trees and stuff across the old path. We do have to go this way. I was gonna say we could probably just follow the path Nightingale took and actually get where we're going, but alright, let's take a second to patch up. Am I trying to fight these dudes? I don't think so. I think I'm trying to just run.
Where you were! The cauldron like General Stork!
Wow, it is real hard to get the darkness off of these guys. It is very committed at this point. Okay. I think that's flare gun ammo. Through the ritual site one more time. This way should be the way I'm going, right? Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Oh. The Lake House Gate is not available to me. Okay, well. I like Alan's Kalevala Knights jacket. Ow. FBC monitoring station is freaking the fuck out. Okay. Blew her up pretty good.
In the dark place, the dark presence went into me. When I was pulled back here, crossing over weakened it, made it dormant. I couldn't remember what had happened, but I could feel it, getting stronger, waking up. I thought it was hunting me, closing in. It was inside me the whole time, and then it took over. Turned me into scratch.
Out of curiosity, any new supplies been placed in here? No, there have not been. Well, a girl can dream. Alright. At the very least, this means we're close to the parking lot. Yeah, I really have no idea what Alan's plan is, aside from the thing he said to Estevez. I keep wanting to call her Janina, because I'm so much more familiar with her as like from Giant Bomb stuff than anything else. There we go.
I had to get to Bright Falls. See this through to the end.
Like, we certainly can't just have at him, right?
Anderson into this story to help me
Oh boy, okay.
escape. She succeeded. It cost her everything. I'd used Alex Casey in my writing for years. The real Casey had been drawn here because of that. Now he was a victim too. Saga, Casey, Alice, all this horror originates from me. It's my fault. Scratch had to be stopped. I've driven down this road before. Been driving on it forever.
It's weird the things that my computer seems to struggle with.
Place here. This would take me back inside. In 2010, I dived in, a leap of faith for Alice, with no idea that the cost would be a nightmare worse than death. It had taken me 13 years to get out. Now Alice was dead because of me. And
My
I was
dude.
gonna make that leap again, this time knowing the cost all too well.
Make the connection.
Another way to look at it, I had brought the dark place here with me. I never had gotten out. Maybe after this I finally could. It was a fool's hope. I had no choice. I had to do it. That didn't make me any less terrified. Fuck it.
Another way to look at it. In a very real way, Alan Wake has never had any enemy except Alan Wake. And truly, he is the real monster. Unbelievably ominous.
Not what I expected.
How's everybody doing?
Scene and departure is one-upped by the absolutely mind-frying Dark Ocean summoning.
What a strange delivery of that line.
Setting the trilogy's exciting conclusion at DEERFEST, Mixed Return, a genre-bending mixture of fact and fiction.
Only $9.87 for an entire desert, huh? I assume it's one of the smaller ones. Why, I do not love everybody wearing these masks. This is legitimately very unsettling to me.
Hello, I'm Ilma Koskela, and welcome to the Koskela Brothers Book Club. This week we will review the highly anticipated new novel by Alan Wake, Return. Return is printed on a firm, high-quality white offset, uncoated paper stock, making every page a true delight to turn in your fingertips. Alan Wake's brilliance is on full display with his choice of a hardcover book jacket made of a premium enamel stock with gloss lamination that is both tasteful and pleasant to the touch. Isn't that right?
Oh.
Wake set a high standard with his previous novels, but I can say without hesitation that Return contains the best and most compelling book description on a back cover that I have ever read. This book blurb is truly riveting and will keep you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. It is accompanied by a tasteful photograph of Alan Wake's home here in Bright Falls. The book weighs 1 pound and 3 ounces. Return is a true masterpiece. I'll give it a perfect score of 5 Alma beers out of 5. How about you?
There you have it. Alan Wake has done it again. This was the Koskela Brothers Book Club. Cheers.
That was remarkably heartbreaking. That's actually very fucked up. Rose, can we get a little bit of down home weirdness? No, you're just gonna. All right. Excuse me. Just wanted to see real quick if I could. Ah, the doorknob's interactable. Let me through to the. You know we had to check, right?
I needed to get a copy of Return. I needed to read the ending to have a shot at changing it. I was inside Scratch's ending, a perverse version of reality. The townspeople brainwashed. Everyone and everything revolved around Return, as if it had just been published.
And critically sold out. Okay, you've read it, right? Can you just describe the ending to me? That would be good enough. Nobody has one tucked away.
Return is a story that can't help but pull you in.
I get it.
Characters echo each other in unique and surprising ways. The overlap scenes in particular are rich examples of this theme.
The tragedy of Saga losing her family is a blatant commentary on a woman's struggle to balance her personal and professional lives.
The stage fight scene.
Again, this does feel very this does feel very reminiscent of The Matrix, right? Particularly that sequence in Resurrections, where everybody's sitting around the brainstorming group that's going to work on the new Matrix game are sitting around talking about their interpretations of the previous Matrix stuff. I don't know why I didn't think that like an Alan Wake game would have a ton of Matrix allusions in it, especially given the particular themes of Resurrections and stuff. It seems so obvious. By the way, Resurrections is fucking rad. I don't know if y'all have seen it yet, but like, it's good. That's some good Matrix right there. Hey. That's like a whole copy of the book.
I could
That's
see
weird.
the round windows of the writer's room in the photo. That's where I had to go to rewrite the ending of Return.
Sick story.
Alan, don't stop running. Okay, ow, nope. Oh, okay. Ow, oh. I was really hoping I could just like dodge past that dude real fast. Okay, we'll go left. We'll go left this next time. I guess inside the dark place, I don't have guns anymore, which is probably wise. It's wise of the dark place to strip me of my armaments, but also, I do need those. Those are pretty important. This is a remarkably long load for what should be just dropping me backwards like 5 seconds. Maybe it's going to be a bigger change than that. Nope.
I could see the round windows of the writer's room in the photo. That's where I had to go to rewrite the ending of Return.
Sick story.
All right, this way. More this way.
I could get out to the back.
Okay. I think I very narrowly survived that.
I had the book now. I could write my ending to Return. I had to get to the writer's room to stop this horror story.
I have to admit, if I had seen that axe there, I probably would have taken it to use as a weapon.
Egocentric nightmare, all revolving around a vain monster of a writer and his final divine work of art, the novel Return come true. It wouldn't stop here. It would keep spreading.
I'm going to assume, especially since we don't have any of our weapons or anything, that there's not anything in this environment worth looking around for. I really don't want to go in through the basement if I don't have to. Okay, I may have to. They pointed us right at it. It's probably the only way in. Or it's not actually a way in at all. That's not a thing you can do. Okay.
I had to find another way inside.
I mean, did I? There's a lot of glass here. Just saying, I feel like you could gain some access. All right, this does not open either. Well, I mean, we can go in through the other building. It's going to be a long walk through a lot of unfriendly territory. Just out of curiosity. Now? Can we try? No? Okay. He won't even attempt it. All right. I think we all know how this is going to go.
Alice? What was that?
Or maybe
Alice
not.
was dead. Was this a trap? Or was Scratch torturing me?
I mean, I assumed it was her hand that reached up and grabbed the thing in the cinematic, given my interpretation of her intent. I guess I don't know where I thought she would be exactly. This seems like a fine place. I could use a little rehabilitation, honestly. Yep, no, that's bad. That's bad. Okay. What about... Shit. Fuck, shit. I'm very stuck on the environment. Like, I turned and ran into that wall and then could not get him to back up or move sideways along the wall, or... I'm very good at dying in these suddenly you are running sequences. To be fair, it's like dark environments that are very, very noisy by design, right? By dint of their commitment to realism, sort of lack of style as a style. And then on top of that, you're getting a bunch of extra visual noise from the you know, scary screaming darkness effects. So we'll try going that way to back into our right, what will be to our left. Yeah, okay. This is something. Okay, all right. Ooh.
Got the
See, here's the thing. I don't actually know. In terms of hosts. One sec. Just let me get to.
We're safe in the light, Alan. For now.
Yeah.
He's very pushy.
Rose, right? From the diner. How are you here?
I'm here to save you, silly. I got your instructions. I found every hidden message you left for me. In the radio, in the wind, in the forums on my Alan Wake fan site.
What? No, Rose, I haven't been leaving you any messages.
Oh, I get it. Yes, Alan, only a crazy person would think you've been leaving them secret messages. Wink. But now you need to get your butt upstairs, Alan. This shit won't right itself, no matter what William Shakespeare said.
Right. Thank you, Rose. I'll do what I can.
So yeah, we had no reason to think that Alan had been writing her messages or anything. But now, like, it totally could have been someone else, right? There have been other hands in the mix the whole time. What I was about to say is, like, as far as hosts go, we don't have any reason to think
Upstairs.
that Alex Casey is a writer or an artist of any kind, right? And as such, like, the Dark Presence has a real draw to artists and writers. We don't know. Jesus Christ, Ati. But, like, does it require one? Is Casey going to turn out to be a problem for it?
I have put everything ready for the visitors. I'll come to wash the floor of your room next. All you need is water and Vileda. Water is the oldest bulb. Water finds its way. What water brings, it takes away. It can be clean or dirty. It can keep life or drown it.
Ahti. I didn't expect to see you here, but it makes sense. Can you help me find my way? One last time.
Now there's a devil in the fish trap. Don't be spooked by it so that shit won't start beating your underpants.
Solid advice.
Okay. I'll get the door open for you, Tom. There you go. The matter is a stake. Now comes the end of the rhyme.
Thank you, Ahti.
That's a very Finnish pronunciation. The matter is a stake. Is that a Finnish saying? I think a lot of the stuff Ati says is like over literal English translations, like very direct translations of Finnish colloquialisms, right? But that one makes less sense to me than any of the others have so far, even.
I was here. I needed to write the ending. I only had one chance to get this right.
Okay. First granted to the people of Bright Falls. Over time, it would spread, the celebration reaching everyone. Yeah, this is the danger. Well, I hope you have a plan.
Return's ending was an eternal DEERFEST that would keep spreading. Given time, Scratch would plunge the world into his nightmare.
It's all DEERFEST.
Happening. I had to write one more chapter for Return.
Do I need to plot this chapter? Do I not need a plot element to?
I needed an ending that took everything already in Return and extended it into a conclusion that would save us. Only the perfect ending would work. A perfect ending that would save us all. I was the only one who could write it. Everything depended on this. On me.
Can you imagine?
How Scratch would burst through that door to stop me. Every plot thread dangled in my brain. It suddenly felt impossible. Something stirred in the room, coming to me. An idea.
Can you imagine the horror? Everywhere, everyone. An unending DEERFEST. Is this not... Oh, right, I'm sorry. I'm looking at it the wrong way. We have to see the light peeking around the darkness.
The ending has to fit the genre if it's going to work. In a horror story, there's only victims and monsters. If there is a hero, they will ultimately pay a heavy price.
I won't let the horror story take Logan and Casey. They were dragged into this. They need to survive. Non-negotiable.
Not just them. We need to try to save everyone.
What kind of horror story
The
saves
ending will have
everyone?
to be dark no matter what. The more people we save, the greater the cost. And the hero must pay the price.
The scales always need to balance.
Yeah, okay.
Something felt different. I'd never seen myself in a vision before, but it fit. Saga and I were both at the center of this story. She was now my co-author. This was the beginning of the end. We were characters in a horror story, charging blindly towards the finale. We still didn't have everything we needed. This would not work without the clicker.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. And I don't know that we have a plan for that. Again, we're not going to listen. The music's great. I'm sure the music's all great. But blame the terrible warping effect that ad and search engine optimization have on content. It really is. It's like a bizarre kind of dystopia, like a weirdly automated 1984 that doesn't actually eliminate concepts. It just sort of like pushes them around in weird ways and makes people say shit like unalive.
No!
What's going on? Am I in the field office? No. It's the mine place.
Yeah, okay. So it threw me into a version, or at least I can access a version of my mind place. I guess sort of the way that Alan could access the writer's room, although the writer's room was really more of a prison that it constructed for him, right? Well, but he has the typewriter there, which is a thing you would think the Dark Presence wouldn't... Well, I was going to say the Dark Presence wouldn't want him to have because it's a source of power, but like the Dark Presence was extremely reliant on his power. So yeah, it's a tool that was placed there for him. So maybe we're going to find our caseboard is a thing that was set here by the Dark Presence as well. What does it need from Saga is the question.
Where is everything? Nothing's working. I can't think straight.
There is the fact that I think we were told by one of the Andersons that Saga's not exactly vulnerable in the same way, though, right? Like, because of her gift.
I can't sense anyone.
I don't know. Let's just see how it plays out, I guess. Can I leave? Does the door work?
I can't leave. Why can't I leave?
Yeah, okay. I figured.
The Dark Presence took over Casey, stole the clicker from me. The last thing I remember is him throwing me into Cauldron Lake.
I'm in the dark place. I'm lost. I don't know how to get out. I don't know what to do.
That wasn't me. Was it?
Yeah. Okay. It's trying to set a trap for me.
Failed who? What's happening to the case board?
It is a tool for despair is what's happening to the case board.
The board says I failed them. Who's them?
I let everyone down. Logan, Casey, myself. This is my fault. My daughter is dead. My partner was taken over by a monster. I'm trapped in a dark place. Powerless.
I'm not powerless. What is happening here? This isn't me.
I'm not powerless. I have totally kick-ass powers, actually.
Casey. Casey depended on me, and I let him down.
I wasn't watching his back. I got wrapped up chasing the wrong lead.
He needed me.
Now he's turned into a monster.
He needed me. Logan.
I neglected my family for my job. I was too thrilled by the cases, the mysteries. I liked how dangerous the work was. And now that danger has destroyed my family. It killed my daughter. No.
This is really cool. The representation of the dark presence as like a thing that any person can recognize inside themselves. Like the ability that you have to rebuild real events into a narrative that places you at fault. A narrative that like shames you and puts you into a place of despair. Like I don't know, maybe this isn't a thing that everybody has, but it's a thing that I have in spades, so I recognize it.
Something's very fucking wrong here.
Okay.
I'm a terrible mother. I let my daughter die.
Oh, we're gonna find a lot of evidence to that end, I guess.
Scratch took Casey, and it's my fucking fault. I'm a failure. This is what I deserve.
I like the way it starts the cursor directly over the pictures so that you're more likely to see the mouse over, the hover.
The story.
My life, my family is just part of a book. Another white asshole deciding what I get to do, how I get to do it.
He took my daughter from me.
I'll never be free of this story from him.
He used her.
Okay, anger. Anger is sometimes good. Anger can be good when it's motivating.
Scratch.
Okay.
He's using Casey now. Like he used Wake.
Yeah, don't reach out in that direction at the moment. That's a bad idea. I guess this probably pins over here.
What?
It's weird that she said what, because like that's a very sensible connection to make. I know we're not happy with it, but
She's not dead. God damn it.
oh, that's really okay. Well, what makes more sense? Everyone else is wrong, or you are? See, that's the thing about having crazy magic brain powers. And again, like this is so much that thing, right? You construct the worst version of every detail of the event, things you can't know because you of all people, of course, know the best way to drag yourself down. And each one of these pictures is successively darker and darker. I do have to scroll back over here and put this up. That's a little inconvenient. How dare they make my horror narrative not maximally convenient? Oh.
No! I'm done with this. It just keeps coming back.
Yeah, this is not the way out for sure.
It's so dark here.
All right, new plan. Do we have access to? Nope. Is there anything else I can? Hello.
Night Springs. Logan and David love that show. Their weekly ritual.
Oh, okay. No, I think I see. I think I see a way we can do this.
These. Casey was being corrupted, and I did nothing.
Injury report. Alex Casey, FBI. Subject seems physically weakened with some confusion about his whereabouts and events. Possibly concussion, similar symptoms to those becoming shaded, which I guess is their term for taken. Exposure to the shadow is suspected but not confirmed. You knew he was hurt. You knew the dark presence did something to him. You didn't care. You only pretended to care when it was convenient. Okay, yeah.
Scratch was Wake. How could I miss that?
Well, I mean, it is sort of complicated and also completely insane. Mr. Wake, you've been taken into FBC custody and will receive an in-depth interrogation at a later date. For now, I need to ask if there's anything you can tell us regarding the incident at the hotel. Anything we may need to know. There's a force here you don't understand. A presence. It's after me. It wants to consume me. Consume everything. Yes, you mentioned this dark presence before. There were so many hints. How did you miss this? How did you miss this? Wake with Scratch. It was right under your nose. I mean, like, listen, she had a lot going on. I do think it was more obvious than she was maybe making it, but also...
There's no way out!
This case... this room... is any of it even real?
Well, that is going to depend on your definition of real, but if there's one thing that Saga Anderson knows for real, it is the feel of a taxidermied deer head on her hands. So she should be able to, interact with that and know one way or the other. I have made sure of it. Okay. Geez, where do I tack this? I guess that you've lost your mind. Yeah, this seems like...
What is this?
Shadow monsters? False realities? Magical writers? Really? Okay, this is more of a terrible detective fact. No? Is it not? I guess it's more of a... I mean, it is about Casey. It is definitely a terrible detective fact, but I guess it's gonna want to stick up here.
Wait, what?
Wake was Scratch all along, and I had no idea. This is a terrible detective fact for sure. I used manuscript pages as a crutch instead of doing my job. Well, also, my magical mind powers.
It feels like
which
I'm
are definitely
trapped in a
not department
nightmare.
issue.
Stuck in an echo chamber with all my fears, my doubts, my insecurities.
I think if you had a power like Saga has, you would have to be really careful to consciously keep your sort of detective feat and your discipline about you and not, I think, become overly reliant on it as a crutch, because it's certainly powerful and it's certainly going to
That's not...
No.
It's certainly going to resolve a lot of situations for you, but also it alone probably can lead you in the wrong direction a lot of the time. All right, what else do we have in here?
The cult was just the beginning of the spiral.
We are not, at the moment, doing a very good job of steering ourselves out of this, but we should be able to.
I spent too much time away from Logan.
I guess I have to finish constructing the case against myself first, which again feels pretty real, the sort of like the compulsive nature of it.
Obvious the Koskela brothers were behind the cult.
Just like, you know, the law of conservation of characters.
Come on.
But every day by herself in that trailer, that is certainly not ideal.
What? No.
Now hold on, that's not why the FBC took over. Come on, even Saga, even in her, like... Even at her most blinkered, like, that's just factually, that's not what happened.
Wait, Mom, help.
I've had it with you cultist maniacs.
I never should have left Casey at the hotel by himself. Casey was hurt. I should have been watching his back. Logan. The horror story used her.
I know this has to work out this way. Like, all the bad stuff has to happen before we come out the other side of the scene. But I really do wish, the one thing here that I really do wish is that she could keep a good grasp on the fact that Logan is not dead. And I know we had the, you know, what's more likely that you're wrong or that everybody else is, but... Alright, is this more of a terrible detective thing or this is more of a terrible partner thing, I think.
I hate this, but it's all true. I had tried to silence these thoughts. Focus on the case. But I can't escape them anymore. I'm drowning. I need a way out before I'm dragged under.
Okay, yeah, let's stop torturing ourselves. Let's do the thing I can never do for myself, and you know what? We're just gonna focus up here.
No. There has to be a way out. I need a way out. Oh God. None of this is real. I've lost it. I'm not even here. The mind place isn't real. A case about supernatural darkness. I'm having a full-on psychotic break. I dragged Logan away to a tin can in Watery. She's dead because of me. There has to be a way out. I need a way out.
It's over. There's no point trying.
Everything is lost. There's no way out. No way to fix this. There's no way out. I'm stuck here forever. Just me and my past. My guilt. My mistakes. I'm not getting anywhere. I'm stuck. But this is my mind place. My mind. Everything I need is here. It has to be.
She says she's not getting anywhere, but I don't know. You got to be careful with this despair shit. It's not a loop, it's a spiral.
No. No. I'm not giving up. Focus, Saga. The answers I need are here somewhere. I just have to look.
What exactly is being illuminated? Just this lamp? Or I mean, the flashlight. You know, the flashlight is probably the important part, not exactly what it's pointed at.
I saw this online and it made me think of you. Okay, what are you doing? Don't make a big deal out of it, Mom. No hugs, no hugs.
There we go. There she is.
Anderson. A knife in the arm is just part of the job. If you're gonna keep fussing, you can get the hell out. Look, leave the whiskey.
Hey, Mom. I made you a charm bracelet for good luck. I made a matching one for me, so bring me back something cool from Washington.
This is a really sweet sequence, and also it really like underlines how bad the flashlight is at its primary like combat purpose. It'd be really nice if you could just hold the button down and it would just keep working. There we go, got that one in one.
Just calling to say thanks for your note. Oh, sometimes I just get in my head too much. So, thanks for pulling me out. You're really the best, Mom. Really.
I'm glad that we took the...
Talk soon.
I'm glad that we took the time to look around and see this stuff earlier. Okay, there is a deduction available, and it's that actually I'm fucking rad. Where do we pin these? Was I a terrible detective? Let's see here. Here. Bam. That's a mom fact. No, I don't get to do that one. Do I do it? How do I hinge these? Because we gotta drag him onto something, right? Casey was injured because I left him behind.
What the fuck?
Do I need to purge all the negative ones that I got before I can start putting up the positive ones, maybe? Huh, that doesn't connect to either of those, really? There we go.
I'm not a perfect mom, but I'm doing my best. Logan was just being nice when she gave me that mug. I never deserved her. No!
I appreciate the fight back. The fact that it's not that easy, but we're gonna get there. What does this feels like it would attach to the same thing. A bottle of whiskey I gave Casey when he was in the hospital because I'm a good partner. Damn it. No, because sometimes he gets hurt.
Our job is dangerous. Casey himself told me that.
Okay, there we go.
It's no one's fault. Fault. It is. Shit. It's not too late. I can still save them. No matter what I do, someone will get hurt. I don't know what to do. I'm afraid. I'm my own worst enemy. The fears in my head are stopping me from trying. From leaving. Fuck, no!
Alright, yeah, God, I love that kid. Okay, reassuring note from my mom, because I'm not a bad detective, because none of these are really, like, about my mom.
No, this is all real. I know it is. The FBI will kick me out. I'll have nothing. Shit!
Okay, we're making progress. It's maybe not like totally stuck through yet, but we're getting there. That's sad. There doesn't seem to be anything else to latch onto in the immediate. Can I leave now? No, I cannot leave. That wasn't there until just this second, right?
Look. After Miranda left, it was well, I was in a bad place. You dragging me to those dinners at your house with your family, it really meant a lot.
Can you imagine? Max Payne. Okay, yeah, no, that's good. That's a good one. Actually, I'm an extremely good partner. And just like a rad human being. Such that Alex Casey is my best friend. Oh, there we go.
I am honored by this award. Thank you. While our agency must continue to improve, the work we do here, protecting communities, pursuing the truth, it's the most important work there is.
Gosh, can you imagine if there were, you know, federal agencies or cops devoted to such things? Wouldn't that be lovely? A deduction is available, friends. Here's the thing about Casey.
Casey trusts me. I know he does.
I'll just let him down again. What the fuck?
It's okay to be afraid. But I can't let this end here.
I can't. I just want it to stop.
Giving up won't make this stop. Logan needs me. Casey needs me.
Fuck, no!
Those, her reactions are not well pinned necessarily to the things you're actually putting on the board. Also, like, regardless of whether or not it's okay to be afraid, you cannot stop yourself, so it doesn't matter whether it's okay.
I'm so close.
It's just a thing that's going to happen.
Place wants me to hate myself, but I just need to get inside my own head. I've made mistakes. I'll make more, but I can do better, and I can start by leaving this room.
I'm afraid it will hurt, but nothing will hurt more than not trying to save them.
It will hurt, but I will fight.
All right, I can leave by overcoming my doubts and fears. Hold on. Well, okay, like overcoming is a little strong, I think, because again, that's not necessarily a thing you can actually do. You just have to like be functional with your doubts and fears. I guess
I can't do that.
There's some definition of overcoming. But
the only way to leave is facing it head on. Wake called it a nightmare. I need to dive into that nightmare and find a way back home.
Okay, case closed. We're just gonna step out into all that, and yeah, I won't let it turn me into a Taken, because yeah, there's an awful lot of people who need me not to be a Taken right now. Do we have enough shards to do anything? I don't think so, right? Fancy new gun? No, fancy new gun requires. Okay, well then. Still don't have access to the other room though. I guess let's do it. In theory, we can do it, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess a lot hinges on the way you define the word overcoming. Oh, that's interesting.
Saga, wake up.
I think at the end of that shot of her in the doorway, there were stars around. It was more like she was in space than in a lake, or more like she was in sort of like the Night Springs opening title card.
Somehow I knew the call was for me.
Well, ain't that always the way? Also, I am the only one here, probably. Actually, that's not true, right? We know that's not true. Do I have... Nope, this is it.
Hello?
It's me again. You need to go to the statue at Parliament Tower Plaza. To make your ending come true, you will need what's inside the shoebox there.
The ending? A shoebox? Who is this?
Well, I mean, I can't not, right? Where's that coming from? Here we go.
Agent Anderson. Is that really you? Sorry, this place likes to play tricks.
Yeah,
Sheriff Breaker?
what's the definition of really we're using here?
What happened to you? How did you end up in the dark place?
I was brought here. Snatched away from the morgue by a man named Orland Dorr. Been trying to piece it together for... Well, it feels like a long time now.
See, this is the thing that still does not make, like, I don't feel like we have any insight on why this was able to happen or why it, you know, like the motivation behind it, or this is just a lot of question marks.
I need to get to Parliament Tower Plaza. Do you have any idea where it is?
This place, it's like trying to find your way around in a dream. I've been trying to map it, but it keeps looping, shifting. Like there were many versions stacked on top of each other. There is a page. Describes Dorr finding his way through this place. I tried to follow the steps, but no luck.
Who is this Dorr person?
He's here. Somewhere. I've been seeing his face in my dreams for years. This whole thing is insane. But he is much more than he seems. He's connected to all of this.
Can I see that page, Tim?
Of course. In fact, it's the page I tried to give you back in the morgue in Bright Falls. Huh. Now that I think about it, maybe Dorr brought me here to keep you from reading it. Here.
You're not actually handing it to me. Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna keep looking for Dorr. The closer I get, the closer I feel to waking up. I need to find the man behind the curtain.
Orland Dorr walked across the rain-slicked tiles of Caldera Street Plaza. He stopped at the door to the construction yard. A poster for his talk show hung there. He stepped through, willing it to take him to Parliament Tower Plaza.
I know what I need to do. The door to Parliament Tower Plaza was at the construction yard.
Tim Breaker really exemplifying a lot of the themes of the game by being a man who is saying, here, but actually requiring the woman to take all the steps to actually come over and do all the work for him, as far as transferring the page over.
Orland Dorr walked across the rain-slicked tiles of Caldera Street Plaza. The rain didn't seem to touch him. He sensed his steps were being observed, documented into the story. He allowed it, this one time for this one reason, to be passed on by his unwilling disciple to read at the right time. The ocean that was the dark place took the shape of New York City, drawn for the mind of Alan Wake, in part for the writer to navigate his prison, in part to torment him as he struggled to find his way out. Dorr was not bound by the rules as Wake was. He came and went as he pleased. For now, Dorr entertained the writer's fantasy, for a purpose known only to him. At the edge of the plaza, he stopped at the door to the construction yard. A poster for his talk show hung there, another part of Wake's fiction. He stepped through, willing it to take him to Parliament Tower Plaza.
Okay, so Dorr has an awful lot of power, it would seem, and he is interested in Saga knowing how to get around this place. I mean, like, again, just sort of the dramatic law of conservation of characters would suggest to us that this is Saga's father, right? Like that's the clear implication, not made by any of the actual text in the game, but just sort of like the exigencies of his existence. And that fits with him wanting to help. It works as a motivation, I suppose.
This is the first time I've seen a page about Orland Dorr. Who is he?
A door that stands between two rooms is in both. A door that can lead anywhere is everywhere. That door is the center. He governs the currents of reality.
With all the powers mixed up in this, it's hard to know who's playing who. Opening too many doors. This isn't important right now. I can look into it later.
I don't know. It seems pretty important.
The page describes him moving through the door. How can I do that?
The dark place has many faces and many names. It is a mirror, reflecting all possible realities. The family of doors have the power to shift between these realities, here and elsewhere.
If I can find a way to navigate through this nightmare, maybe I can find a way to get back home.
That's a hell of a pair of bloodlines. Okay. So I don't actually. Wait, where's my map? These are not the right maps. Is this the construction? Yeah. Okay. This must be what we're looking for. I understood what I had to do now. I knew how to write the ending to Departure. There is light and there is darkness. There's guilt and there's atonement, but the scales always need to balance. Everything has a price. There's a long journey through the night back to the light. Okay. And then we open this and... Ooh. Kind of curious if the words would still be here, but it seems like they are not. Interesting. Okay. These are not functional as exits. There we go.
I made it. I need to get up to the street and find that statue. Enough already.
Yeah, it's funny how, like, as it gets more extreme, saying things like, you pushed me under, in some ways it gets easier to resist because, like, that's just not factual. And the degree to which it is not factual is just going to increase.
There's the shoebox. The clicker. And some kind of bullet. Shining with light. How did the clicker get here from Washington?
And we have an idea what's up with that bullet, don't we? Ah! Oh boy. Okay. Ah! Okay, and then the running we do. Let's get over to some light here. Get a little bit of health recovery at least. I am completely out of items now. This is glowing. Oh, okay. Now I have all my old case files back. Oh, I don't know that I really care about these. These are probably not the most important thing. That said, I don't actually know how to escape the dark place, which is our current objective. Does the clicker have a use on it? No. Because if any of these things are real, like actual enemies, we're in a lot of trouble. My instinct is to try to go into Parliament Tower. But no. Okay. Yeah, we have the clicker, we have the bullet of light that we have seen at the beginning of the game in Alan Wake's forehead. And yep, that's a real enemy. That's the sound of one of those darkness projectiles. Okay, so the deal is you have to let them get close enough to you. They don't, like, range out. You didn't leave any supplies for me, did you, Tim? No. Did I miss it because of the combat? Was there an obvious thing I was supposed to be doing? Because it sure is not clear to me. It seems like you would use the clicker, right? But I don't have it on me in any meaningful way. My maps don't work for this place. There's not anything circled on them. And we could slap the rest of the caseboard stuff together, but I don't think that's actually what we're supposed to be doing. I wish Tim was still here. We could go back down and try to use the door down here again, because, you know, we have ways of making doors do what we want, in theory. Now we kind of understand how that magic works. Ooh, okay. Frabjous day, y'all. Okay. Yeah, this is the move. Back to the door. Alright, come on, come on, come on. Take me somewhere useful.
The phone again.
I guess this is somewhere useful.
Yes?
Hello. You don't know me, but you need to listen.
Hold on. How did you know the clicker would be there?
This is important. Alan's lost. He doesn't have the ending. He needs your help to finish the story.
How am I supposed to help him from here?
Yeah, that was like a really bad moment to hang up, actually.
Okay. I'm in the dark place. Wake is in Washington. I could talk to him in overlaps before. My mind place is more powerful than I ever knew. I can try to contact him.
Let's give it a shot.
Alan. We need to talk about the ending.
Saga, what is this?
My mind place. I've reached out to you like this before. But I understand more about it now.
You see visions too. I used to think they were ideas, inspiration, but they're real. Just like this now. I try to use them to make the story come true.
So this is coming from both of us. Maybe that's how we could communicate in the overlaps. We could use this to stop Scratch.
First, I need the ending.
Well, I mean, he's got the book, right? Shouldn't he? I certainly don't have the ending.
So there's a problem with the ending?
I don't have the ending. It has to be perfect, but I don't have time to figure it out.
He means the new ending, not the... Sorry.
I don't know what to do. Fuck. I'm so sorry. This whole thing is a fucking mess.
I agree. But we can still figure this out. And what exactly does perfect mean?
The elements of the ending need to come from the story's pre-existing parts. To make matters worse, this is a horror story.
Also, to make matters even worse, this is a terrible way to write an end. Generally speaking, you want to have the ending in mind while you're constructing the other parts, right?
You don't need to tell me this is a horror story.
Right. The ending has to fit the genre if it's going to work. In a horror story, there are only victims and monsters.
There must be a way to bring a hero into the story.
If there is a hero, they will ultimately pay a heavy price.
I can't let the horror story take Logan and Casey. They were dragged into this. They need to survive. Non-negotiable.
Not just them. We need to try to save everyone. I have an idea how to help Casey. He's a real person who I twisted into a character. He isn't my creation, so he isn't a suitable host for the Dark Presence. I can write that into the ending to drive that fucking thing out of him.
Okay, I think that's a thing that was ambiguous before, right? Whether or not there had been an Alan Casey before, or an Alex Casey before Wake started writing about him. I don't remember if that was ever explicitly stated.
So the ending has to be earned, set up by the story. You can't build a case without supporting evidence.
That's the only way to make it stick.
I really do like this thing they're doing about this thing they're doing comparing the two processes of like creating and using narrative. I think that's really smart.
Well, if the ending has to fit the story, this is how I see it. Return is a story about a story that comes true. And I'm a character in this story.
Not just a character. The hero.
Okay, a hero. In any case, I've been through hell to be here. And this is my life. It feels earned to me that I rise above the story and be there to create the ending.
Yes. That's what we're doing. Here, now. We're figuring out the ending I need to write.
This isn't Scratch's ending. But this isn't your ending either. This is our ending. You aren't the only one deciding these things anymore.
You're right. I can't do this alone. Every time I write, things only get worse.
You beat this thing back in 2010, Alan. And here you are doing the same again. You're a hero too. We're in this together.
Then let's bring it home.
The ending will have to be dark, no matter what. The more people we save, the greater the cost. And the hero must pay the price.
One of the heroes. The scales always need to balance. Fuck it. Let's go with this.
Are you sure?
There's no time for anything better. Scratch could be here any second.
Then that's our ending. I have the clicker. I'll find a way to get it to you.
And I'll get the pages down. See you on the other side.
Okay, well, what exactly is our plan for that part? Okay, not super clear to me why this is an option that's available to me, but maybe it's Tor and Odin's doing? Or, you know, it's like a portal of water. Maybe it's Ati's doing. I don't actually seem to be able to get in. Okay, they want me to use the stairs. I kind of thought I'd be able to just, like, walk into the energy, you know?
Alan?
Saga, I finished it. The ending we talked about.
I have the clicker. And the bullet of light. Let's do this. I have to be the one to do it.
I feel like I've always been on this journey. Okay. It must end here. This darkness. What lies under the surface now shifts. A play of shadows catching my eye, thrusting my face into the water.
He's here.
It's shockingly cold. Past the mirror of the surface. And I will see.
Casey?
The end. Scratch! Now!
A white, searing light of truth that for a flash pierces the shadows and reveals the hidden horror. And in that moment of silence, the whispered message finally heard.
Come on, you motherfucker! Come on! Come on!
What if there's nothing waiting to be revealed? The play of shadows fool us all, subterfuge to get our price of admission. Darkness not as a monster, but as emptiness. We're none the wiser. No answers, no truths. The hero turns to look inside, is destroyed by what he sees, and is redeemed. Saga said we're both heroes. I'll pay that price. So will she. We are here to kill the monster. I pray nothing comes after this. Nothing but sleep. This is how we win. Is it too easy? What if this is still the dark place? Another dream to wake up from, always coming back to the beginning. The memory of what came before burned away by this terrible realization. Maybe it's a mercy, forgetting. To know nothing when we loop around, back to...
Is it over? Anderson?
Okay, yeah, I figured they weren't gonna let us actually hear the phone call pick up. And so the faint ringing of the phone into the credits. Although that's certainly, that's probably not Logan's ring, because I don't know any kids who would put like a payphone ringtone on their phone. I will say that as far as like, is it too easy? I do worry about the bullet of light being something of a sort of like out of nowhere. Here's the solution. And it only makes sense or feels earned or sensible to us at all because we saw it at the beginning of the narrative, but that was the narrative of this game, which is not necessarily the story. I don't know. I think we are going to go ahead and skip the credits here because, again, because of factors previously explained.
This part is just for you. After the haunting started, I got in touch with an organization that was still looking into what happened in Bright Falls. I went to their offices and something happened there. After I got home, I could suddenly remember everything. I remembered being trapped inside that lake. A dark ocean with echoes of myself. My fears, my photos. Inside a dark tide of madness. The same events and images looping again and again. And then I saw a light. Your light. You dove in just as I swam out. You never drowned. And you're still there reaching out. That is what the haunting is. I can see you because I've been there too. I chose to come back to the dark place. That is why I put on this exhibition. I had to mislead you. so that I could get you to where you needed to be. The only way out of your loop is destruction or ascension, light or dark. And we've covered the destruction part many times over. And we're getting to the ascension bit by bit. Time means nothing here. You'll still need to go through the loop. But I will keep showing you the images you need to see, the light you need to see, until you're ready. Alan, I think we're getting close.
It's not a loop. It's a spiral.
Yeah, so that's the thing that she was able to see, presumably because of the interaction she had with the Federal Bureau of Control, probably, is the organization she's talking about. And then that's the sacrifice she makes to be able to show that to him, because he needs to understand it to be able to, yeah, like finally escape. If I skip these credits, okay, now we just go back to the menu. Now we just go back to the menu where no copyright claimable things will occur. That's honestly, that is more of an ending than I was expecting. I know I said a thing last episode about not really expecting it to be whatever happens to function as an ending, but I think the game made a little bit of a fool of me, because that, I think, was pretty functional, really. There are, of course, still stories that are big question marks. You know, all of the Tim Breaker stuff is a complete mystery, and I do wonder if some of it would make more sense if I was familiar with Quantum Break. I don't know if Quantum Break is part of the whole shared situation or not. I'm probably going to go watch a Let's Play of that right after this, actually. But yeah, that's I suppose I could put this up. That's Alan Wake 2. I have a lot of thoughts slowly coalescing about the themes and the execution of a lot of the things, although, you know, obviously I said a lot of stuff already during the play, but overall, I really, really, really enjoyed this, except for the fucking jump scares, which can go jump in a lake that turns out to be an ocean. And I think a lot of game narrative tends to be pretty juvenile with the way that it handles, like, internality. You know, because it's tricky to do something like this sequence where we're mapping Saga's spiral into despair to game mechanics, right? Especially game mechanics that are not explicitly built for that sort of thing, and especially if it's not the point of the gameplay systems, if it's just like a scene that happens in a larger work that is, you know, combat focused or whatever. But I think this was pretty good, relatively, at least, relative to how other video games handle internal, emotional, and mental stuff. Yeah, on the whole, I really, really enjoyed this. I hope that y'all did as well. I assume those of you who are listening to me say these words probably had a pretty good time with the game, because otherwise, why would you still be here? That is going to be it for us for today and for Alan Wake. I might release another video, I don't know, like a week or maybe a couple on talking about it a little bit once my thoughts on it are a little bit more in order. But overall, I think this thing was very, very cool. I don't 100% know. Well, let me save the thing I was about to say there, gather my thoughts on it, and perhaps confront it later in a more detailed fashion. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, I suppose there will be something new here in this place. And we'll see you then.